Okay, so we're in Blackwell now with Kate. Start. I forgot how much I love hanging out with Kate, and our tea dates, of course. I think she enjoyed herself too. I've seen her smile more today than she has all week. She seems lighter, like there's a lot less on her mind. I hope whoever was bullying her decided to back off. She mentioned someone had written something mean on her room slate. I checked it this morning while I was on my way out to find that if it was still wiped clean. Thank God. It better stay that way. It's kinda chilly now, a steady breeze filling the comfortable silence between me and Kate as we walk. She stops me when we reach the steps, putting her hand on my arm gently. Thanks again for letting me tag along, Max. She's swaying back and forth on her feet, her cheeks still rosy from our hot drinks hours ago. Always a pleasure. I paused, rubbing the back of my neck nervously. And sorry I've been such a space case lately. I still can't help feeling a little guilty about not knowing that Kate was struggling. When you were staying in your room all the time, I thought something was up, but I just didn't say anything. I feel bad. Kate shakes her head almost immediately. Please don't, Max. It's not your job to check up on me all the time. I guess not. I shut off, still unsure. I just hated seeing Kate so sad. Hearing her talk about how hopeless and tired she felt was kind of scary. I don't want her to feel alone. I need to help myself too, like you were telling me yesterday. Besides, I feel pretty good today, so don't worry about me. Kate moves forward and grabs both my hands, squeezing them gently. If anything, you can stress about the photo tomorrow. Not that you have any reason to. I grin, looking from our hands to Kate's face. What makes you so sure? Kate shrugs. I've never seen a picture of yours that wasn't pretty. Even my selfies? After a beat, Kate smiles and nods. Especially your selfies. The air around us feels suddenly warmer. I look down at my bag for a distraction. I open my bag to inspect its contents. There's film in my phone. There's the film, my phone, my camera, and Kate's gift, still wrapped in a plastic gift store bag. I can't believe I almost forget to give it to her. My brain's really fried lately. I look up at her shyly. You sure you're feeling alright today? She looks at me questioningly. I think so. Why? Well, I know you've had a hard week, so I may have gotten you something while we were out today, just in case you're feeling sad. A surprise dawns on Kate's face, and she actually gasps a little, one hand moving to her mouth. Look at her face, is so cute. You did not have to do that, Max. I'm fine, really. For a second, I worry that I've offended her somehow, but a small smile I can see under her hand tells me otherwise. But I wanted to. I stick my hand in my bag to grasp the gift, then smile back at Kate. Now, hold out your hands and don't peek. She obliges with a small giggle, obediently holding out her hand as her eyes gently flutter closed. I put the book in Kate's hand and watch as she carefully takes it out of the blue plastic. Her eyes widen as she looks at the cover, turning it over to look at the bag design as well. Admittedly, I hadn't looked at it too closely, but the cover sported a tiny cartoon cat holding a balloon. It looked adorable, just like Kate's art. The art reminded me of your drawing, so hopefully you like it too. Plus, I know this cheer you up, so I figured you can't have too many. You've already been such a huge help with that. Kate says this softly, maybe just to herself. Her eyes still busy on the page she's flipping through, her grin broadening as she does. Finally, she closes it and looks up back at me. Look at her face, she's so cute. Bless your soul, Max. This is adorable. She hugs the book against her chest, and the smile she gives me is absolutely angelic. I love it. I can tell she's sincere as always. I can't stop my own grin from spreading across my face. Glad to hear it. Just then, the clouds, which had been blocking the sun for most of the afternoon, moved away from each other so that we could see the colors on the dusky sky. Kate smiles, despite having to shield her eyes as despite having to shield her eyes a little as she looks at the strong glow of the sun. It's going to set soon. I could probably get some good shots. I wonder what Kate would say if I had asked her to watch me. I wonder what Kate would say if I asked her to watch it with me. While I took pictures, of course. Would that be too weird? We're just friends after all. Maybe not for long. Looks like the clouds are finally clearing. Still a little chilly though. Maybe we should head back inside. Kate pulls out her phone and checks the time, her eyes widening in surprise. Wow, I guess it is a bit late. Time flies when you're having fun. She nods eagerly with a laugh, and the way the light hits her face makes her look radiant. It certainly does. But now it's back to the real world. Her words remind me about what I wanted to ask her. I wanted to make sure nobody's been giving her more grief. I reach out to touch Kate's shoulder gently. Maybe not just yet. I wanted to talk to you about something, about the people who've been bullying you. She shrugs, like she's not used to people asking her after her. I hope that's not the case. Oh, well, okay, you want to sit down somewhere? I nod, letting Kate lead the way. A thought occurs to me as I look to the horizon. You know, it's gonna be a really pretty sunset. We should stay outside long enough to watch it. Kate smiles knowingly back at me. Itching to test your new film? And watch it with one of the best friends? What do you say? Kate seems to glow with pride at my words and nods. We sit on one of the benches outside the dorms, getting a good view of the sun dipping beside the trees. Another breeze shifts past us as Kate rubs her shoulders. Oh, it's really chilly. Oh, it's really chilly now. We're gonna offer her the hoodie because that's kinda sweet. We're gonna be... I shrugged the hoodie off my shoulders and offered it to Kate, who looked at me with surprise. Here you go. Are you sure you're not? Nah, it's fine. I live in Seattle. Remember? I'm used to the cold. She puts it on. It almost fits her, but the arms are a little too long, so she pulls them over her hands. It's pretty adorable. I remember when I used to offer my hoodie to my friend who was cold when we went ice skating and she forgot to bring her jacket. Ironically, she has been living in a cold climate. Well, not really a cold climate. She had gone through winter, and I have lived in a hot, humid country for the rest of my life, and she was colder than me. Well, I wouldn't say I wasn't cold, but I kind of I don't know, maybe I'm just being selfish at the moment. Okay, I'll stop talking about myself. She turns back to me, smiles. She turns back to me and smiles gratefully. You're sweet, Max. Thank you. I'm not sure if the goosebumps that go up my bare arm are entirely from the cold. So what's on your mind? I shift a little, thinking on my words. I don't want to bring up any bad memories for Kate, especially after she had such a nice time today. I just wanted to make sure you're okay after what you told me. I hope it didn't come off as too bossy. I didn't mean to tell you how to run your life. I don't want to see you get hurt anymore. After a pause, Kate making sure I finish, she replies, That's really sweet of you, Max, but you don't have to apologize. I needed to hear that from you. I needed to hear what you said. She's not looking at me, playing with a loose thread of her shirt. This might surprise you, but I'm not as delicate as everyone thinks I am, or at least I try not to be. I just forget sometimes, you know? Whenever everyone sees you as this shy, scared little Christian girl, it's kind of hard to break away from that. Nobody understands that there's more to me. She looks back up at me, a little anxiously. Do you, even? She seems so troubled. I want to grab her hand and apologize. Tell her I'm sorry for bringing it up again. But it's too late now. Kate, you know I understand what brought this on. You've been so nice to me, and I'm so happy that you picked me to help you with the contest. But I don't want you to feel like you have to just because you feel bad for me. She looks away again, focusing on the rings on her finger instead of me. I know I get sad sometimes, and it's not always easy for me to make friends. That's why I just want to make friends That's why I want to make sure the friendships that I actually do make are genuine. Do you understand, Max? I don't want anyone's pity. I'm gonna say I understand. It sucks that Kate has to feel this way, but I understand where she's coming from. If I had been in her position, people whispering behind my back and bullying me, I'd be a little paranoid. I know where you're coming from, Kate, but you don't have to worry about that with me. You really think I would have to spend the whole day with you just because I felt sorry for you? I reached over and brushed my knuckles against her shoulder, getting her to look up at me. I had an awesome time today, and that's because I was hanging out with you. There's only one Kate Marsh, and I'm glad she's my friend. After a moment, Kate smiles. I still think you're way too nice, Max, but I believe you. Good. I'll always be here for you, Kate. I know. You get me, Max. I realize I haven't been giving her enough credit. Kate looks so sure of herself right now, completely the opposite of yesterday. Could it really be easy for her attitude to turn around, just like flipping a switch? I'm not sure. Well, they say that one person can affect the other's attitude by the way they treat them, so you know how it is in the game. But I trust Kate, and hearing how steady she sounds takes a huge weight off my shoulders. Just don't be afraid to ask when you need help. I can't always take a hint. This makes her giggle a little, breaking the serious air completely. I know. Hey, that's the part of where you're supposed to disagree. We're both laughing now. You shouldn't you be taking pictures right now? You're gonna miss your shot. Kate innocently gestures towards the setting sun. She's right. I shake my head at her before grabbing my camera out of my bag. Looks like you're off the hook for now. The sun glares against the trees, making them look black and daunting. The tips of the leaves on the branches light up, giving them fiery glow. This is my favorite time to take nature shots. The sunset makes the entire world light up. I catch Kate watching me while I take the photos, a small smile on her face. I aim the camera in her direction and she immediately ducks, suddenly shy. Come on, no! Don't waste your film on me! Kate, a picture of you would not be a waste. I lower the camera from my face and meet her eyes. I'm the professional here. I know my stuff. Kate rolls her eyes good-naturedly. Later, okay? Just focus on your sunset for now. I'm a little disappointed, but turn my camera back in the direction of the trees. Now Kate's watching it too, smiling and bunching the hoodie I gave her around her shoulders as another gust of wind blows. She seems happy I offered, at least. Satisfied with my work, I put my camera away and Kate rises from the bench. I should get going now. I'll talk to you later. I nod, smiling. Sure, I'll text you. I told the hospital staff we'd be there around 2 tomorrow. You know what bus to take, right? Wanna head up there together? That way I won't be tempted to mash the snooze button too many times. She giggles, nodding. Sure, I'd like that. I think Kate was meant to say that. Yeah, I think there was a mistake there. She gives a small wave before heading back inside. I'm glad Kate seems excited for tomorrow. I know we're gonna take a great photo together. Okay, well, I'm gonna save here again. Yes. After a quick dinner, I head back to my room. I was planning on catching up on schoolwork, but I'm too worried to focus. Anxiety about the contest photo is setting in, making me feel excited and nervous at the same time. I wonder how Kate's feeling. I shove my science textbook to one side and pull out my phone. An incoming text lights up the screen as I do. Seems like I made off with your hoodie. Come by my room and pick it up tonight. If you want to, that is. As if I wouldn't want to. Sure, I actually felt like talking to you anyway. Is it okay if I come by now? Oh, I like there's a different art for the pictures of the text. And look, Kate has a flower crown. It's so cute. Oh, perfect! XOXOXO! I can't tell if he's just excited to have people visiting her dorm room again, or just because it's me in particular. Either way, I'm glad she feels like being social again. I better head over to her room before it gets too late. Kate, doors open, Max. I enter Kate's room after I hear a soft voice shutting the door behind me. She looks up from her seat on the bed and smiles. Her long hair is out of its bun, falling around her shoulders like a fluffy mane. Oops. Oh, I missed it. I wonder if she only wears her hair down when she's alone. It looks so pretty. Yeah, I always imagine that Kate has really pretty hair, especially if she buns it up like that. If you let her hair go, it's gonna be really like nice soft curls. I'm seeing so much of you lately. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. She rolls her eyes at the assumption. Of course not. She glances around her room self-consciously. It's a little messy, but nothing too severe. Some of her books are lying on the floor, as well as a few articles of clothing. I could never leave my books on the floor. It seems very disrespectful to like collect books of knowledge all over the floor. It just doesn't feel me right. Like clothes are okay, I guess, but not books. Sorry about the mess. I've kind of let it go the last couple of days. Let's say like, well, sometimes I feel like to make people feel like okay about their messy room, you tell them that this is nothing compared to the mess you have in your room. What are you talking about? You should see my room when I study for finals. It looks like a war zone. Kate giggles at that. Still, I could have tidied up a little. I look at her reassuringly. Seriously, don't sweat it. Kate gives me a warm smile in return. She pats the spot next to her bed, and I take the hint to sit down beside her, tucking my feet up under me. I'm actually glad you came to stop by. I'm actually glad you decided to stop by. The remark catches me off guard. Why's that? Kate looks me over, a little concerned. You just seem a little tense. Don't tell me you're still worried about the photo. I turn the back of my neck sheepishly. Just a little. Performance anxiety, I guess? Kate rolls her eyes and puts her hand over mine, pressing down softly. I really think your photos are amazing, Max. You don't have to worry about impressing me. I feel warmness in my cheeks. I can always count on Kate to believe in me. It's not you I'm worried about, Kate. I know I don't have to worry about you. It's just I don't want to disappoint anyone else, I guess. Everyone's rooting for us to win this contest, and it would make me feel like an ass to let them down. I look at her apologetically. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so emo on you. This made Kate giggle. You're fine. Lord knows you've listened to me being sad enough. I exhale, leaning against the wall. You actually have reasons to be sad. I'm just a baby. After a beat, Kate shakes her head resolutely. That's not true, Max. If there's anything I've learned from you, it's that our feelings are always valid. You learned that from me? Kate smiles. Of course, I used to think my problems were too silly, but being around you has made me realize that my feelings are important. It's nice to have someone who cares. I'm proud of Kate all over again. I can't believe how much she's smiling again, after that hard week and she had been dealing with Blackwell snobs. I'm glad I could help her, but most of this is on Kate, of course. She really is a fighter. So many people care about you, Kate. I know, I'm starting to realize that now. My mom called me just a while ago. She looks away from me, down to her phone next to her. Oh shit, Kate had mentioned her family was strict. I hope they didn't yell at her. Is everything okay? She nods. looking back up with a small smile. Yeah, Miss Grant called her saying that I look like I had been crying a lot lately, which... She doesn't finish the sentence and I take the cue to cut her off. Yeah, did you have a nice talk? As good as it can get. She was just worried, asking me a ton of questions. You know moms. Then my sister wanted to talk, and my dad of course. I felt pretty bad making them worry. I remember seeing a family photo on Kate's desk. At the time I had thought they looked kind of intimidating, but hearing Kate talk about them so fondly makes me think otherwise. It makes me happy that Kate gets support at home too. You get along with your family, huh? That's great. They can be strict. They can be strict sometimes, especially my mom. We don't always see eye to eye, but I think she means well. She even accepts me no matter what. My whole family does. I think about what Kate said on our tea date. Why did you let them pressure you so much then? I mean, if they really think the world of you, if they really think the world of you, you shouldn't have to try so hard to impress them. Kate shrugs, letting my words hang in the silence for a moment before answering. Well, I guess it's kind of like how you think you're going to let people down if you don't win the contest. When you love someone or many people, you don't want them to be sad. It makes you want to try harder, even when you're not sure that you can. Hoping people believing in you and the love they project, it gives you courage. I can't help but smile. Kate sounds so passionate and hopeful about talking about this stuff. I hadn't thought of it that way, but you're right. Love. The word seems to make Kate glow every time she says it. It lights up her whole face. Perfect love casts out fear. I turn to her, confused. What's that from? It's a Bible verse. Well, part of one. She stops a little self-consciously. Don't worry, I'm not going to start preaching to you. Despite what certain people would have you believe, I don't force my religion on anyone. She must be talking about the people who bullied her. How stupid. Making Kate feel bad about her beliefs is a low blow. Never crossed my mind. And that's quite a quote. She looks down shyly. I like it because it reminds me of what you were saying the other day. How there's a lot of support in my life from you and others. You helped me remember. Her words are soft, but they hold a lot of weight. So I'm going to keep being strong. Since everyone believes in me, there's no reason that I can't believe in myself. She says this with a determined attitude, no hesitation. Let's see, we're proud of her. I'm so relieved at how confident she sounds. It feels like I don't have to worry about Kate after all. Maybe I never did. That's awesome, Kate. I'm really proud of you. She beams, lighting up her whole face. God, she looks like such an angel when she smiles. I'm proud of me too, and if anyone's mean to me again... Kate's face becomes deadly serious, the mane of her hair framing her face, making her stare even more intimidating. I'll just get meaner. Oh no, what have you done? Wait, what? My reaction makes Kate burst out laughing. She brushes a few stray hairs away from her face and clears her throat. I'm kidding. Sorry if I scared you. I don't think I'm that tough anyway. After a pause, I laugh as well. I love Kate's silly side. You are tough, Kate. Seriously, standing up for herself takes a lot of badassness. She shrugs, but I can tell from her grin that she takes my words to heart. We talk for a little bit longer, about nothing in particular. My anxiety about the contest photo slowly melts away the more Kate speaks. She's one of those people who can make you feel calmer by just being around her. I'm really glad I decided to spend so much time with her today. As I'm about to leave, Kate puts her hand on my shoulder. Do you feel better now? I nod. Thanks for listening, Kate. It helped a lot. Good. We stand by her door for a minute. Kate looks like she wants to say something. I'm about to ask when she moves forward and gently puts her arms around my shoulders, pulling me in for a quick hug. After a moment, I tentatively hug her back, and she sighs contentedly before pulling away. Sorry, you really look like you could use one. Hugs always make me feel better when I'm stressed. It did make me feel better, like some of Kate's natural warm energy rubbed off on me. I smiled back at her. Me too, but for the record, you never have to apologize for hugging me. Kate laughed softly. I'll remember that. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, good night, Kate.